Before I aspired to be like Dr. King, I wanted to be like Peanut King. Who was I in 1995? What did the Million Man March do for me? I was 22 years old. I was a student here at the illustrious Coppin State University. It was called Coppin State College back then. I worked part-time at PHH, a fleet leasing company in Hunt Valley, the same place where I would meet the woman that I would make my wife and commit to spending the rest of my life with. And I was a serial street entrepreneur. I guess you could say I was a part-time student, a part-time employee, and a part-time hustler. And I hung out with my main man, Stink and Lonnie, every day. I lived over there with my parents in East Baltimore, Harford Road and Darley, to be exact. Spiritually, I was undecided on which faith I would practice. Although my morals, values, and principles were biblically based, I hadn't accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior. I leaned more towards the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the members of the Nation of Islam. It was something about the masculinity that those men exuded that drew me near. I was somewhat familiar with the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad because my dad had studied. Although, like many men in my father's generation, he fell victim to societal ills, so he didn't always apply the message given to the black man. But I digress. I'd heard about the march a year prior. I went to 2 information meetings, one at the mosque not far from here. The other was at the Civic Center. Baltimore Arena, the Chicken Box. Y'all know what I'm talking about, the place downtown where the Bullets used to play. I was in the presence of thousands of black men there, sitting in close confines. The brother to the right of me was so comfortable that he actually took off his work boots and put his feet in the chair right next to me. Now, normally, that type of behavior would provoke a response like, "Main man, can you put your shoes back on?" Or maybe look at him in a manner to make him uncomfortable to put his shoes back on. Or I would just get up and move myself. But not that day. That day, it was all love. I couldn't wait for the day of the march to come. I asked all my homeboys to go with me. "Hey Lonnie, you trying to go to the march with me? Hey Cuzzo, you trying to go to the march with me? Hey Stink, you trying to go to the march with me? My man." All except my main man Stink said no. The day of the march, I went to work, too scared to tell them white folks I need the day off to attend the march of the century. Plus, PTO wasn't even a thing for me at the time. And remember I said I wanted to be like Peanut King? I ain't never been like Peanut King. I needed that job. So I went to work, left early, caught up with Stink. We boarded the train to go to D.C. It was my first time on the train. I remember taking pictures on the train. We were posing. Man, I wish I had those pictures. I remember I had on a red Nautica jacket with a brown leather collar. I was fresh to death from head to toe. I wear a new outfit everywhere I go. Shit, I got a new outfit on right now. I remember when we got off the train, and as we were walking, the white male conductor said, "Don't play on the tracks. Don't play on the tracks. Don't play on tracks. See, Stink? This is what the minister is talking about. That's why we need to be here." My grandmother would always say to me, she'd say, "Man, you gonna be late to your own funeral." And she ain't never lied. We arrived late. but it was imperative that I be there. It was important to me to be on the right side of history. 30 years later, I wanted to be able to say, I was there. I was there. And not only was I there, I was impacted by being there. Black man, return to your community and right your wrongs. Black man, lead your community. Black man, be men to your community. That day, I accepted the charge given by Minister Louis Farrakhan. Before we got back to Baltimore, I already knew what we would do. I started writing a mentor proposal to work with 9th grade boys who were having difficulties transitioning from middle school to high school, because I understand that that's a tough transition for many people if they're not properly prepared. I remember when I was a freshman at Lake Clifton. I was one of 1,500 incoming freshmen. By the time we graduated, our class was no more than 300. I specifically targeted that group, sent the proposal back to my alma mater, given the opportunity to serve in that capacity. Me and my main man Stink started mentoring. Mentoring a group of young men we weren't much older than. Every week, once a week, we would leave work early and spend an hour mentoring these young men. Something extremely pivotal happened during one of these sessions. It was an older gentleman, one of our sessions, a gentleman named Connie Lipscomb.
He liked our vibe. He liked what we were doing and what we were presenting, and he invited us to his church. I said, sure, we'll go, if given the opportunity to meet your pastor. Pastor P.M. Smith at Huber Memorial Church. So, y'all mentors, huh? Yes, sir. Do you even have a mentor? You're 22, huh? Graduated college yet? What have you done to qualify yourself to mentor kids that you're not much older than? I hollered out. We made it out the hood. As soon as I said that foolishness, I felt a sense of shame come over me. I ain't make it out the hood. I ain't even from the hood. I just be playing like I'm hood. But the pastor made some very valid points that time, right? He made some very valid points. You see, our hearts were in it, but we weren't ready or prepared to serve. We were still kids ourselves, running up and down Harford Road, doing what 22-year-olds do. We drinking, we smoking. I got a pocket full of weed. And every weekend, we at 32nd Street Plaza, freaking everything that moves. I mean everything that moves. Harford Road, get your guns out. Pow. Get your guns out. Pow. Get your guns out.
Hands high. Don't stop now.
Yeah, in hindsight, we ain't had no business mentoring nobody kids. But the march, October 16th, 1995, it sparked something in me. It lit a fire to want to serve my community. And the pastor? Yeah, that pastor, Pastor P.M. Smith. He would eventually become my pastor and help shape and mold me into the man that I needed to become to properly serve my community. In 1999, I left business and I was hired as a special educator by Baltimore City Public Schools to work with juveniles ages 14 to 17 who had been charged as adults and were awaiting trial at the Baltimore City Detention Center. I've been a teacher ever since, 25 plus years, righteously, effectively, and efficiently serving my community. I've worked with hundreds of young people. I've positively impacted hundreds of lives, and it was all started October 16th, 1995. Right? So you know those people who like to sarcastically ask, what did the Million Man March really do? What did the Million Man March really do? That's what it did. It turned a boy into a man committed to serving his community by becoming a teacher, by becoming an educator, a mentor, a community leader, and a surrogate father for many of the young people whose dads still remain lost. What the Million Man March did, specifically, that's what the Million Man March did for me. Long to live the spirit of the Million Man March.
Where did our intimacy go? Tell me, baby, I just don't know. Two hearts once close together, now drifting slow. Where did our intimacy go? I sought affection and attention from